Coco Ella, my favorite subscriber so far. How did you and Kev meet?
We met in San Sebastian, Spain.
It was really quite the love story.
We met in San Sebastian, Spain. I was thinking about doing a Draw My Relationship video so I could explain it in detail.
I'll tell you exactly.
Do an overview.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. I studied abroad with Hannah in San Sebastian, and she was like, this is going to sound really creepy. It's going to be weird, but it worked, so...
Don't tell them to be creepy.
Hannah was like, this was the last week we were there, she's like, my friends Kara and Dot are going to be coming to visit me from Spain. And Hannah talks up her friends so much. You hear about
Hannah
it
does a really good
all
job.
day long. She's showing how cool her group is. So she's showing us these pictures, and I was like, oh my god, this girl is beautiful. Like, I had to meet her. And my buddies were making fun of me, and they got onto my Facebook and friend requested her without me knowing. And then I had a plane ticket to Ireland, but I wanted to stay there. I wanted to stay there, and not just to meet her, but like it was the last week, and I was like, like I don't need to go to Ireland. I'll stay here and meet Dot.
But think of if he had gone to Ireland. We never would have met, and we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
So I didn't go to Ireland, and I wooed her.
After a year and a half, you wooed me.
How did you guys meet?
Same question. You guys know.
This is by Alexandra. Well, let me tell you. Long story short. Hannah Littlemore. Will you or Kev be getting a part-time job other than this when in Reno? I'm actually looking to get a substitute teaching license right now. I'm also thinking about applying for the program that I studied abroad with called USAC, University Study Abroad Consortium. But other than that, my graduate schedule looks like it's going to be pretty intense, so I'm going to try to keep it minimal. Okay, do you and Kevin do Valentine's Day? Absolutely.
Yeah, we did. Kevin made me my desk
I made
last
that
Valentine's
desk
Day.
last time for Valentine's Day.
I don't know what we're going to do this year. Maybe we'll do something really fun.
Maybe I do know.
Maybe he already knows.
What cities would you like to live in?
Already answered that.
Efren Carmona, though. I'll give you a shout out anyway. Efren Carmona. Again. Persistent. Are you curious as to what red meat chicken and turkey tastes like? No, I've eaten those before, actually.
Yeah, I am curious. But not curious enough, I guess.
I am Claire. I'm really interested to hear about your schooling. I know you and your friends did a different type of schooling, but I've never heard about it and would love to know more.
Okay, I could do
Montessori school. Long story short, because it could be forever.
Yeah, I could do a whole video on my schooling, which maybe I will do because it is interesting. But just a quick overview of what Montessori is. Or I don't know what every Montessori is like, but I went to a small Montessori school in Florida. There were 200 kids from 2-year-olds, like from toddlers all the way through 12th grade. So I knew my teachers and I knew my peers very well. Like my teachers would come over for like Thanksgiving and stuff. I was close with everybody. The Montessori method is hands-on learning, which worked really well for me because I'm a visual learner. But like you use materials to help you learn things up until high school. So you're just physically working with like visual aids all the time, kind of. And then once you get to high school, you try to work as much as you can out in the community, so you're in the classroom as little as possible. So we would do internships, community service, and we would revolve it all around the subjects we were learning that year. And like, for instance, we learned all about New York one year, we read Catcher in the Rye, and then we went and visited New York at the end of the year, and we did the same thing with Spain. So I could do a whole video about it, but it was a really great learning experience for me because of the way that I learned.
Devonshire 27 wants to know, I just started college last week, and I'm having a tough time with time management between schoolwork, studying, fitness, and social life. Do you have any advice or how-to for time management while in college?
I'm just going to give you the two biggest pieces of advice. I'll do a whole other video on time management. But the two most important things to remember is to get a planner and write down all of your schedules, make lists of things that you need to do, and literally schedule out your time. Because you might give yourself too much work if you're not realistic. You might plan on doing too much work in one day and then find that you can't finish it. Or you'll find that you're not planning enough stuff for you to do each day because if you don't get enough done, then you can't do the fun stuff at the end of the day. My second biggest piece of advice for time management is it is so easy to just waste time on the internet. And obviously I want you to go on the internet because I want you to watch my videos, but I do it all the time. I'll give myself an hour to edit and upload. But then in between, I'll go on Facebook, I'll go on Twitter, and it's so easy for time to pass and for you to waste time on the internet. So I would turn off your Wi-Fi and just write your paper, whatever it is, so that you aren't constantly checking Facebook and stuff like that on the internet, and just reward yourself after by giving yourself some time to browse the web after you finish the things on your list.
Sal Bernal wants to know, if you could go back to college and change your mind, would you do it?
Change my major?
Change your major, sorry. Would you change your major if you could? If yes, what would you choose? And if not, what would you do better?
I would not change my major. I'm really happy that I went to film school. I learned a lot. I'm happy with my education.
Idinkyan wants to know, can you say anything in Armenian? I am Armenian and I am curious.
I think the only thing I know how to say is inch beses, which I think is how are you? Or I love you. I think it's how are you.
Alright, Barry Celtic wants to know, to Datev.
It's not Celtic?
I'm pretty sure that's Celtic. To Datev, what are your 5 favorite cities you have visited? And to Kevin, what are his parents' names? As I'm wondering if his family has a history of Irish names, with him being called Kevin and his sister called Kelly, and his sister's son called Emmett. Well, Barry Celtic, you will be pleased to know that my dad's name is Terrence McHugh, and my mother's name is Colleen McHugh.
Very Irish.
Grace Doyle, how do you guys deal with the stupid and rude comments people send you? By the way, I love you both and the vlogs.
That's how we deal with it. Because people like you say awesome stuff to us all the time. Those kind of comments bothered me right in the beginning, but it didn't take me very long to realize that it just doesn't matter what those people are saying because they're watching my videos for some reason. And I try to think of anyone I know in real life who would actually say this mean stuff. And anyone I know like that, I wouldn't care about their opinion of me anyway.
I mean, there's hundreds of good comments, and there's like 3 bad comments, and it's like, I mean, you're putting yourself on the internet, you have to be able to deal with that. No matter
who you are or what you are doing, you're going to have people who criticize you and don't like what you're doing, no matter how talented you are. So that's just something about life that I've learned to accept. I know some of the most talented and amazing people in life have had critics.
Yes! Alright, first question, just directed to me. I don't want you to say anything. Holly Cook to Kevin. That's me. Why did you decide to major in Spanish? Well, Holly, I was a major in secondary education with an emphasis in social studies, but I decided to, and I had been taking beginning level Spanish classes, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I watched movies, and we watched like subtitled movies, and it was fun. I liked it a lot. So I decided to study abroad in Spain, and that's where I completely changed my major because I got so many Spanish credits out of the way by doing that. I fell in love with the language and the culture, so I decided to major in Spanish. Thank you so much, Holly. It really made my day. Holly Cook, where do you want to travel next?
I think, like I said, we'd like to do an East Coast
New England
road trip. We want to go to New England.
One radio show host. I am a new viewer.
New viewer!
And there must be others who have not watched your previous episodes yet. You and Kevius. What?
Kevius? I like that.
I read ahead. I'm sorry.
Kevius.
I'm sorry. You and Kevin are obviously well educated. Thank you. And I am curious about your educational backgrounds and career paths for the future. Well, seeing that I can't pronounce my name.
I think we answered. I told you where I went to college. So I have a background in film, a degree in film. Kevin has an undergraduate in Spanish. And
pursuing a graduate degree in Master of Fine Arts. Career paths for the future?
YouTube. Here we come.
Have you watched The Perks of Being a Wallflower? I have.
You like it?
I liked it.
I fell asleep.
I read the book though in high school.
So I don't know. It's like, I don't usually fall asleep in movies. I must have been really tired that day.
Des Nor, why did you decide to be vegetarian instead of vegan?
I was raised vegan, and I became a vegetarian when I was 12. I decided to be a vegetarian because all my friends were eating cheese pizza at their birthday parties, and I decided to try it one day. Then I became a pescatarian about 2 years ago when I traveled in Europe, and it just made it easier for me to eat more things while I was traveling. Started eating fish. I still don't know where my diet will end up. That's where I am right now.